Let's talk about the best business receipt tracking apps. So if you have a business and you're just trying to really track, if you are trying to track business receipts, here's a review I want you to pay attention to. Number 10, you have Inburst Expense, our score, 8 over 10. This app is great for easy reimbursement. If you want to track those easy reimbursement, you want to go with this app. And we love the fact that you have a lot of integrations here. And the cool thing here is that you have an Inburst Abacus and you also have Inburst Spend. And if you really want to really sort of track things at a very holistic level, you want to go with the Inburst Expense, with the Inburst Spend app. And the cool thing is with this app, employees can submit their expenses from either the app or the web. They have the option to connect personal cards or corporate cards to make tracking expenses easier. And what happens here is that after uploading a receipt, the app will create an expense automatically. So over time, the app can even learn from your behavior to suggest merchants and categories automatically. So this is kind of cool. And so in terms of pros and cons, this app is great because you have cash or accrual method capabilities. You have full audit trail for all expenses. All data is saved for 7 years, and you have continuous sync to accounting software, and you have real-time view of reports and corporate spend. So this is just fantastic. So you have Inburst Expense. You have 8 over 10. Number 9, you have Shoebox, our score, 8.3 over 10. Shoebox is pretty good for paper clips. This is really, really fantastic. And the cool thing about this app is that it is one of our favorite business expense tracker apps for scanning receipts. You can fill a magic envelope with all of your paper receipts, send it, and have Shoebox take care of scanning and digitizing everything. And that could come in handy if you have been collecting receipts all year but need to organize them all come tax time. You are limited to 300 digital documents and 300 physical documents per month on the most expensive paid plan, which is about $67 to $75 per month, okay? But if you are a large business with a ton of expenses, this pick likely will not work for you. You have to look for another solution, but you have to contact Shoebox, and they will do something more specific, more bespoke to your situation. Boss, welcome back to the show. It's really a pleasure to have you here. Make yourself comfortable. You are going to enjoy today's conversation. Number 8, you have Everlance, our score, 8.5 over 10. Everlance is great for tracking tax deductions. And the cool thing is that Everlance offers unlimited receipt uploads, even in its free plan, which could be a huge benefit if you deal with a lot of purchases. You also have the option of syncing your credit card to the app to track all purchases automatically. And one unique feature of the app is the deduction finder, which scans all of your expenses automatically and creates a list of the ones you might be able to deduct on your taxes. And the cool thing is separate apps for businesses and freelancers mean you can personalize your experience and which you want to have. And on the business app, for instance, you can take advantage of the manager approval process workflow, while the freelance app focuses primarily on mileage expense tracking. And the cool thing is both expenses, so the business and the personal app, they let you download IRS compliant Excel and CSV file data exports for your taxes. So this is kind of cool. And so unless you want to add on mileage tracking and fixed and variable rate programs, the free plan should be more than enough to kind of accommodate your needs. Okay. And so this is kind of fantastic. Number 7, you have here Expensify, our score, 8.7 over 10. Expensify, in our view, is great when it comes to dedicated expense cards. And the cool thing about Expensify here is that with unlimited receipt tracking and expense management, all with a free plan, Expensify remains a great business expense tracker app for most businesses. It offers actually a one-click receipt scanning as well as credit card transaction imports. And if you want, you can also sign up for the Expensify card to get a 50% discount on your subscription and keep all of your expenses in one place. So this is kind of cool. And what we love the fact that you have multi-level approval workflows that help you customize your expense policy rules and flag expenses that need a manager's approval automatically. And to actually keep your expenses organized, you can also import general ledger codes from your accounting software of choice and then tag them accordingly. So this is kind of cool. And so what we love about Expensify in general is that you have discounts for using the Expensify card. You also have separate business and freelance plan. You have tax tracking capabilities, custom reporting, and multi-currency support. Boss, I want to quickly remind you of today's topic. We are having a conversation about our top 10 best business receipt tracking apps. Number 6, you have SAP Concur Expense Hour Score, 8.8 over 10. When you think about SAP, I want you to think about an app that is great for a customized solution. And the cool thing is, if you're looking for a completely customizable solution for your business's needs, then SAP Concur Expense is the way to go. And so this custom built solution includes automated expense capture, including receipt uploads and report processing. But the real benefit here is how easy it is to create a personalized travel and expense policy. And to do this, you need to answer 6 questions surrounding flights, mileage, ride shares, hotels, meals, and exceptions. Your answers will then be populated into a personalized expense policy template that you can make part of your corporate documentation. And there are also add-on solutions that can make travel a whole lot easier as well. And this is kind of cool. So overall, you have a great solution here, and you're able to have expense capture, which works on airplane mode, expense assistant, which automates reporting. You have automated currency exchange rates and value-added taxes. You have reimbursement through the app. So this is kind of cool. Number 5, you have FreshBooks Hour Score, 9 over 10. So FreshBooks, in our view, is great for freelancers. So if you're looking for a business receipt tracking app as a freelancer, you will love FreshBooks. And the cool thing is that as a business expense tracker, FreshBooks lets you connect your credit card and bank accounts so all expenses are updated automatically. You can also upload paper receipts through the app or email digital receipts to have them scanned and processed automatically. And there are actually 14 default expense categories and more than 40 expense subcategories. But if that's not enough, you can create your own as well. So this is kind of, you have the flexibility here. And so you have multi-currency support, you have assignable recurring expenses, you have unlimited billable clients, you have a free accountant access. So this is kind of cool. So FreshBooks, in our view, for all intents and purposes, is great for freelancers who want primarily to track expenses for billing clients, which like if you're looking for an invoicing capability, you will love FreshBooks a lot. Number 4, you have QuickBooks Online Hour Score, 9.3 over 10. So when you think about QuickBooks Online, I want you to think about a tool that's constantly evolving. And QuickBooks Online is full accounting software with great expense tracking features. And this software tool lets you sync your bank, credit card, and other online accounts so expenses can be imported automatically. And the cool thing is you can create custom rules to categorize these expenses as well as run reports to see where your money is actually going. And if you would rather, let's say, scan your receipts the traditional way, that's fine too. You can snap a picture on your phone and QuickBooks will link it to the transaction, okay? And QuickBooks also has functionality for freelancers who need to submit expenses to clients with the ability to attach receipts directly to invoices. So QuickBooks Online is great for people who this tool has everything you need to manage your business's finances. It's great for larger businesses that need more functionality out of their software. It's just fantastic. Number 3, you have here Inburst Certified Hour Score, 9.5 over 10. And Inburst Certified is kind of cool because this tool features automatic report creation, streamlined approvals, and built-in policy controls. This means what? It means your employees can spend based on preset guidelines, and you don't have to waste so much time reviewing expenses. And one unique feature is the ability to issue virtual cards for expenses, eliminating the need for employees to pay out of pocket and wait for a reimbursement. And Certify categorizes all of your receipt data automatically by extracting up to 15 expense fields. And while the easiest way to upload is using the app, you also have 10 other ways to capture and upload receipts. And the cool thing is it also remembers which businesses you have categorized. So if you go there again, it will associate that vendor automatically with the correct category. And the base plan is certified now for 1 to 25 employees at $12 per user per month. But there are also professional and enterprise plans with customized fees for more users. So this is kind of cool. So overall, we love the fact that this app is kind of cool because it supports 140 plus currencies in 64 languages. You have automated clearinghouse reimbursement. You have unlimited cloud receipt storage and multiple user roles and custom categories. Boss, I want to quickly remind you of today's topic. We are having a conversation about our top 10 business receipt tracking apps. Number two, you have Raidu, our score, 9.6 over 10. I mean, Raidu in our case, in our research, is great for global expenses, and Raidu actually lets you approve or deny expenses right from the app or use an automated approval flow based on rules you set. And what really sets it apart is it's really its ability to track mileage and tax rates for specific countries and regions. So this means what? It means you can handle expenses easily, no matter where your employees are located at. So, for example, if they are traveling abroad, you can provide them with per diem rates based on over 20 jurisdictions, and they'll also be able to upload receipts on the go with a mobile app, which will extract all key data automatically. If they received an electronic receipts, they can forward it to a Raidu to have the expense added. It's kind of cool. And another useful feature is insight reporting, which shows you where you are overspending and identifies cost-saving opportunities. This is kind of cool. So Raidu is actually great for international companies that actually appreciates the software's multi-currency capabilities and per diem rates. So this is kind of cool. And so overall, think of Raidu as an all-in-one solution. Number one, the best of the best. In our view, you have Zoho Expense, our score, 9.8 over 10. So Zoho Expense is our best overall pick, and it has everything from expense tracking to tax configuration, and will help your burgeoning business really keep track of expenses, all kinds of expenses, all without going over budget. And automated expense reporting lets employees submit their expenses on the go to help simplify approvals. This is kind of cool. And purchase requests help you keep track of pre-approved spending, while direct deposit reimbursement keep your employees happy. There's also automated credit and corporate card reconciliation so that your purchases are categorized right away. So this is kind of cool. And what we love about Zoho is that it is very complete. With all the expense data Zoho collects, it can create more than 25 reports based on your spending, travel, credit cards, and more to help you stay up to date with all expenses. And this is kind of cool. You can take advantage of all of this for free if you don't mind having a 5 gigabyte limit on receipt storage, 20 receipt auto scans per month, and 3 users. Okay, this is kind of cool. Boss, I want to really remind you that we're talking about the best business receipt tracking apps in today's conversation. Let me give you a little bit of a little overview here about this whole conversation. So when we talk about the business receipt tracking apps, you need to understand there are a few things you need to pay attention to before choosing the right apps for you, or even evaluating the best apps for you. And the thing is that you need to really look at, for instance, pricing, general features, additional features, and ratings and reviews. I mean, 4 main criteria. And I mean, there are many more, but we actually like to focus on those 4. And so when we talk about pricing, you got to look at whether the service offered a free trial, how low its starting price is for your particular research, and the range of cost between its lowest tier and highest tier price. And those that actually, if you see a service provider that has a free version, you want to really sort of rank that one higher, because you are able to actually see exactly what's really happening before you commit. In terms of features, you want to really look at things like unlimited users, receipt upload, direct reimbursement from the app. And you also want to consider workflow management tools, workflow approval, and multi-currency support. And so the features that you really want to pay attention to are the features that matter to you. See, the thing is, you are the one who is going to use the the tool, your receipt, your business receipt tracking app. So you better really be comfortable with the app itself. You also want to pay attention to third-party reviews, right? I mean, what are people saying on the internet? I mean, what's the conversation around the brand? And also, one thing you need to really look at is you want to look at expert analysis. So you want to watch videos like this one. You want to read blog reviews that really sort of focus a little more on business receipt tracking apps. That way, you have a holistic view of what kind of product you're getting, what kind of service you're getting, and you're able to make an informed decision. And one thing I also need to say here is that you need to really look at seasonality also. When we talk about the best business receipt tracking apps, we have to pay attention to seasonality. I mean, the volume of transactions you have to process around December or November is not the same thing as what you have to process, say, around June or around July, right? So seasonality plays an important role. Let me give you the steps you need to really pay attention to before you do everything. So how do you choose an expense tracker app for your small business? The thing here is that it's really an important element to keep in mind that the most important consideration is price. If you're a small business or a large business for that matter, you want to pay attention to price. You want a solution, you will want a solution that fits your budget. So if you're a smaller business or freelancer, you may appreciate the free or lower cost options. So that's really an important element to understand. If you happen to be a more established business that requires more potent capabilities, it could be worth your while to choose a tracker that costs a little more, right? Keep in mind that many of the apps charge per user, so what might seem like an affordable solution could add up to much more if you have thousands of users. And so that's number one. So number two, rather, number two is basically the features. Number one is the price. Number three is the functionality. This is an important criterion also. If you have numerous employees submitting, let's say, expenses constantly, having automated workflow tools that let you set auto approval rules can save you tons of time. So if you do a lot of overseas business, you may value multi-currency support more frequently, if you will. Finally, you also need to pay attention to integrations. So integrations are another vital things to consider. And so having an expense tracker that integrates with your existing accounting software can really simplify your life because it means that you don't have to spend hours transferring data between programs, right? And for some businesses, it may even make sense to choose an all-in-one solution that features expense tracking as part of an accounting software package. So this is really an important role if you want to survive in this business in the long run, okay? And because the tools are there, the expense tracker apps are there, but you got to know how to use the data and you have to know what you're looking for as well. So this is kind of important. Before I do a recap here, I just want to show you our approach. We have a process in place. We have a system in place. And when it comes to categorizing, listing, and reviewing the tracking apps. So please check this out right now. All right, let's quickly recap here. So number one, you have Zoho Expense, 9.8 over 10. Number two, you have Raidu, 9.6 over 10. Number three, you have Inburst Certified, 9.5 over 10. Number four, you have QuickBooks Online, 9.3 over 10. Number five, you have FreshBooks, 9 over 10. Number six, you have SAP Concur Expense, 8.8 over 10. Number seven, you have Expensify, 8.7 over 10. Number eight, you have Everlens. Our score here, 8.5 over 10. Number 9, you have Shoebox, our score, 8.3 over 10. Number 10, we have Inburst Expense, our score, 8 over 10. Thank you so much for your attention. God bless you. I'll see you next time. Until then, remember, stay marvelous.